Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Watch Darius TV. I'm back with another review, and this one is of The Handmaid's Tale, Season 5, Episode 1 premiere, entitled Morning. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'll be basically doing a review of every episode of this season, so if you huge fan of The Handmaid's Tale, subscribe to Watch Darius TV, and let's start with this review. So basically, this episode starts off sort of like almost right after the events of episode at the last episode of season 4. This takes place in the morning time, hence the name of the episode. So the episode starts basically after June and the women completely just stomp out and do all kinds of stuff to Fred Waterford, and she finally is happy. She finally gets revenge on her arch nemesis, and the guy that did all kinds of horrific stuff to her in Gilead. And even though she kisses the baby while she's completely covered in blood, she's still happy and stuff like that. And she's so caught up in the moment, she forgets to even clean herself off. She probably even gets some of that dude's blood on the baby almost because she's so happy she finally got rid of her arch nemesis. Then she basically tells Luke and Moira that she killed him. She killed Fred, and she decides to drive off. She's just completely in some sort of bliss, like almost in a trance of being so happy that she finally got rid of him. Most of this episode, she's sort of just in a trance. She's just so happy that yes, I finally got rid of him, and I'm free. She can't even think straight. Then we see Nick's wife Rose. I forgot this character because, like I said, I haven't watched The Handmaid's Tale basically since last year, so I kind of forgot about a lot of stuff that happened in the previous season. So some of these characters I might kind of forget. So you gotta forgive me. But Nick's wife Rose, she's still serving him. Doing helping him out even though she's limping around on a cane. And then he talks about June to her. I think I don't really remember the character that well. I'm assuming she thinks that June is dead. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't really know. That scene kind of confused me because I don't know much about June's wife. Not June's wife. Uh, what's his name? Nick's wife. Yeah, I don't really know too much about that character to be honest with you and his wife. So I don't know much to say about that. But anyway, Serena seems to be basically she's starting her first scene off the season where she's like doing yoga and stretching and stuff like that. I always took this scene as maybe sort of in a way like she's almost stretching, preparing herself for war against June. She, of course, at this moment she doesn't know everything that's happened, but it's almost like she's preparing herself for a battle, I believe, by stretching. But that's just the way I looked at the scene. And then his guards come and they take her away, and she's basically told that her husband Fred is dead, and that completely shatters her for the rest of the episode. After everything that they've been through, of him basically cutting off her finger and all kinds of stuff, she mourns him. That's her husband, and she seems to like the psychopath. Uh, yeah, and she basically we already can tell that after we see that she's gonna want revenge. June goes to diner with basically a bunch of the ex handmaids, and she basically just totally stuffs her face. It's the first time probably eating regular food in a couple of years. I guess I don't know. They must have ate air when she was living in Gilead or something. I don't know, but she's basically finally get a chance to eat, better food than whatever that they were serving in Gilead. One of the women, Danielle, shows off a whole lot of heavy artillery to basically use against this war against Serena, and they're just showing that they're prepared for it, and that's going to be interesting to see. The women basically all want revenge since they basically helped June get revenge on Fred, so they're like, hey, you're gonna pay it forward and help us get revenge on all of our commanders, and June basically doesn't seem like she's into that. She feels like it's maybe a suicide mission, and she just doesn't seem to be into it. So that rubs some of these women the wrong way. Like, hey, we helped you stop Fred, and you're not going to help us out. So it's causing some tension going on there. We probably all would have thought that June would be a general in this battle, but she's sort of like, I guess rethinking things a bit. Maybe June is selfish. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to take that, but I definitely know there's going to be some problems within her rank, I think, in this season. There's going to be some tension going on. There's going to be some people splintering off to do their own thing. They're not going to be looking at June as their leader with the way things are going. So yeah, there's definitely going to be some type of you know dysfunction in her team, in her camp, basically in this battle. Mark tells Serene about the deal that was made basically for Fred to die. The whole deal between the government and Gilead and stuff like that. And he shows her the ring, his wedding ring, and also tells her about the severed finger that came from his body. Serene puts it all together and decides that Serena puts it all together and knows that it's June. So that's the one who she'd be targeting most likely from this point forward. So it's already starting to battle off. Sylvia, this is another character I can't really pronounce her name very well. Sylvia, I guess her name is Sylvia. Tells June that basically Emily went back to Gilead to fight. I think she said to fight Aunt Lydia. I'm surprised this whole scene was just not really shown. I don't know, maybe the actress was written out the show, but I mean, wow, I didn't think that she would just travel right back to Gilead to fight Lydia. But I don't know if that happened. Did that happen in the previous season, and I must have forgot. But yeah, so basically Emily's out of here, and June blames herself, but Celine finds it completely useless. She moves on with her son and basically won't be telling June if she ever hears from her again. So she decides to just move on, and that's how that is. She's not particularly mad at June, but she's definitely not happy with her and just decides to completely cut ties with her. And we also see that basically June is just leaving blood everywhere she goes now. Now she sort of hates the blood that she basically once shed when it came down to killing Fred. She once took pride in it, and now she's beginning to regret it. She's seeing that I guess maybe the consequence of her actions, I guess, so we can sort of say that. And she's just, now after seeing that Emily is gone, she's like, wow, I have to really think of my actions of what I just did, basically. She goes to the lake, and I looked like she was trying to be almost suicidal, but at first it seems like that's what she was doing. But it's almost like, I guess metaphorically, she's trying to wash her sins away by getting some of the blood off of her, I guess, from Fred. Then she thinks of past memories she had with her daughter, also. So just basically trying to just wash away, I guess, all the pain that she's endured. And Luke tries to understand her killing Fred and be like, yeah, I understand he was a bad guy and stuff like that, but I guess maybe she feels guilt, and she's like, yo, I actually really loved to kill that guy. And she ends up trying to turn herself in, and I guess she sees the consequence. Like I said, she sees the consequence of her actions, and maybe decides to basically almost maybe be a sacrificial lamb for her team. So of course, not tell when she gets arrested, she says that it was all her that did it. But basically her plan fails. They said something about how it happened in a different area, so they can't really pin the crime on her. So basically, she's just free. The scene is almost set up like a weird dark, like a little bit of dark humor going on there, because they just say, "Oh yeah, you just gotta pay," and just like that's about it. I don't know if they were trying to go for dark humor in that scene, but it is pretty, pretty odd. She went through all of that stuff to turn around and find out, yeah, you're not going to jail. So yeah, that's how that is. Then Mark ends up telling Serena that, she can't get revenge on June because the murder took place in no man's land. So June is basically not going to get prosecuted for any of that or any of the women. And basically, we also see Fred's body, and them girls almost beat the skeleton out of that man. They look a complete mess with what they did to him. But after she leaves the hospital, the community seems like they support Serena. So I like the way how this scene, it almost feels like it's taken from the perspective of the villain in a way. They show her, and she's walking out, and these people are all supporting her because they feel that she's been through such a tragedy, despite the fact that she's not a good person herself. She's almost probably no better than her own husband. It feels like it's taken from the perspective of the villain, and she truly feels that she's being comforted by the community and they're mourning her and stuff like that, despite the fact that she's evil herself. I kind of like the way they set that up. It's like they're taking the story from the perspective of the bad guy. I like the way they did that in that scene. I thought it was pretty interesting. Serena wants to bury Fred and Gilead, and Mark seems to have some trouble with doing that, but that's what she wants to do. She takes pride in Gilead, despite the fact that, Gilead did a whole lot of crazy stuff. She still takes pride in it, and it's almost like she's becoming the female version of her husband, basically. Um, then there's a scene where June gets back home, and basically Moira feels kind of uncomfortable with June being around Nicole because it seems like June's mind is just completely elsewhere, and June thought she would be going to jail. She was shocked and really thought she was going to go, and yeah, it was a very tense scene they had between June and Moira in the kitchen scene. It was just a whole lot going on in there. Moira tells June that Gilead won't let. Wait, hold on. Mark comes to June's house and basically tells June that Gilead, won't be letting her off the hook that easily for this whole crime of killing Fred. But Mark supports her, for getting Fred out of here, and she basically sort of almost, I think, sarcastically says "Praise be," as if she's still in Gilead, and so Mark is. I won't say he's playing both sides. He understands both, but he supports June, so that's good to see. And then the episode ends with June and Luke, with Moira and the baby, and we finally see June really happy. So this episode, I like the way this episode set up all the events from the end of season 4 and really built up to show the sort of the consequences, whether it's good and bad to June. It seems that she sort of regrets sometimes doing the killing that she did with Fred, and then also she sees that, hey, I'm free now. So it's a mixture of both. I guess it's really a bittersweet feel she has of what she did. She's seeing the consequences of it, whether it's good or bad. So I like the way they set that up. Like I said, my favorite scene of this episode was probably when Serena came from the hospital and, she saw the community supporting her. Like I said, I like the way it's taken from the perspective of the villain. That, just because she's the bad guy, not everybody else is going to look at her as being bad. So I thought that was good. My predictions for this season is all out war. There's going to be definitely a back and forth. I didn't see the previews really, I think, of season 5 of this season. So I can't really say what I saw from the previews, but there's definitely going to be an all-out war between June and Serena. Definitely June has some people on her side, and that's basically going to be it. But I do feel it's going to be some real tension in June's camp because everybody's going to want their own, part of their own revenge, and June is going to, maybe she may not want to be the leader of this team. Maybe she might feel like, hey, this is all a bad idea, even though she risked a bunch of people's lives for her to get revenge. She may not be down for helping everybody else out. She might be completely focused on trying to take Serena out. So there's definitely going to be some trouble in her camp. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really know if I have any other theories what might happen this season. But if you do, leave a comment on this video. And yeah, like I said, I'll be doing a review of each episode of this season. And if you have any ideas of what you think might happen, leave a comment on this video. If you're a fan of Handmaid's Tale, share this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that, and I'll have more content for the Handmaid's Tale for my channel, Watch Darius TV. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. So thanks.